Welcome, everybody. How are we today?
Hello.
Hang on,
Good.
move this the other way. There you bugger. And we'll just go scare the world.
Oh, there he is.
There is the man that runs it all. Hello, Mr. Outlaw.
How are you, Squire? Loving the hat, Mr. Heinemann. Heisenberg. Sorry about that.
Thank you very much. And hello to everyone else out there. Paul, Bill, just saw you guys were chatting on Oz's chat group like me earlier today. So,
well, it is his birthday.
I did send him a link. So,
well, hopefully he shows up. He's be good to see him.
It'd be good if Monique showed up. I don't know what she's up to, but you know.
Hey, he's rocking the world with his birthday. Today's the big day for him. So, yeehaw! Happy birthday, Oz.
Yeah, young Peter. What is he? He'd be 57 today because we're the same year, I think.
He doesn't look a day over 29.
1,000.
Yeah, it was. He's talking about getting back to the health club. He said there's a health club at a hotel right around the corner from where he lives, and it's usually unoccupied. And he checked into the details about membership and everything. And so everyone.
So, speak of the devil.
Well,
speak of the devil.
Who's here? Knock, knock. Thailand calling.
Right, we're going to make sure we'll break into happy birthday, okay?
Right, ready to go.
I'll tell you. There we go. There's the banner. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to
you. Happy birthday, dear Peter.
Happy
birthday to you.
Why was he born
Ray.
so ugly?
Hooray!
Hey. Wait a minute, I got to throw my hat in the air, right? Isn't that what the...
No, mate, no. It's all good.
Now that everybody's tuned out.
Oh, my God. That was,
Yeah,
Scary is what it was.
I think I woke my neighbors up, guys. I hear dogs howling. So I may have...
yeah.
The dogs are crying.
Yeah. Those that
How
had...
do you know negative was over his?
The Thai women are running away.
See, you can't have that, Peter. No way.
But
Well, happy birthday again to you, sir.
The sound of our voices and people cooking dinner in Thailand would be about the same, wouldn't it? This is the sound of a cat.
Yeah. Cat screeching.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Christ.
Wow. Nice hat there, Jim.
Thank
It is.
you.
Say hello to Mr. Heisenberg.
Yeah. It's my
Yeah,
required, mandatory wearing attire for the live chats now. So you want some 96% pure stuff? I can get you it, you know. On my butt. Look at that. Bill got his dog. Man's best friend. That's great.
I mean, at least it's Heisenberg, not, from Breaking Bad, not Brokeback Mountain. That's what I'm just saying.
he's more like a Charlie Chaplin, something like that.
Charlie was a bit thinner than Jimmy.
Yeah, a bit smaller too, and he had the little mustache.
He had the little
A
Hitler
lot more
mark.
bloody agile.
That mustache was popular at one time, and then when Uncle Adolf wore it, you never saw it again.
Yeah.
Strange.
But I mean, well, wait a minute. You did. Oliver Hardy of the comedy team Laurel and Hardy. He still wore it even into the 40s. But that was about all I can remember. I mean, for Chaplin, it was a prop anyway. But I mean, for a lot of people at that time, I mean, we're talking about from the start of the 20th century up until 1945. People wore those. The men wore those mustaches, and you didn't think anything of it until, well, we know the rest. We're looking at it some 100 years later. So, but anyway, yeah.
Well, happy birthday, Pete. So, how'd you celebrate your day?
Other than my live stream at 4 o'clock this morning, I haven't done anything. Although tonight I'm going out for dinner down to a street stall down here that does some really good fish and chips. So I've gave him a heads up. It's my birthday, so who knows what could happen.
Well, mate, hey.
Could have a happy ending.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it could be the luckiest dog in the street. I mean,
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah. We've got
Yeah.
this special fish for you. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah, as long as it's crumbed and battered, you won't know.
it's a dogfish.
Yeah.
Well, it could be catfish.
Snapper.
Go all the way to Thailand.
Snapper was
Fish
its
and
name. It was
Yeah.
Snapper. Oh, yes.
So what have you been building, mate?
Oh, I've been building that M3. What is it? The Lee?
Lee,
Yeah.
the M3 Lee, the mini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there she is. There we go. There's a bit of it.
You'll
happening
never
there.
do that again.
No, I won't. It's a struggle. Too many parts, too many small parts. But it's going to look good when it's done. That's for sure. So,
Mate, you did the Yamato. Morning, Harry. You did the Yamato and all those other things, and that's got too many small parts.
yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, yeah. But it's small parts on a small model.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
bit different. So, and of course, I bought myself a birthday present up there. If I can grab that, this is my new toy. I'm looking forward to building.
What's that one, mate? Bring it. Hang on.
So
I'll bring it
that's
up.
a USS Reuben James, Oliver class. There it is.
Hebo would have you
Yeah,
put it
yeah.
this way.
Very good.
There it is.
I got one of them as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
Looking
tell you,
forward.
Academy makes some pretty good kits. So that I'm assuming their ship models are just as good as their tanks. And
I hope
everything.
so. I've not built an Academy model.
Oh, you
at all.
haven't? Okay, yeah. Academy. I've got a tank model from them, and I want to buy more of them because they don't disappoint. Good price, good detail,
Yeah.
and
Well,
just good value for the
yeah.
money.
This one's from 2011. This was released, and you can see it in the plastic. There's a lot of thick plastic on there. It's way out of scale. So thankfully, it comes with a lot of photo etch railings to replace all the kit stuff, and some of the mask as well. That's going to be photo etch, I hope. But anyway, it'll look good. It'll look good.
Tank model. Look what I found. All the pieces to that Panda. Stun painted. There we go.
What vehicle is that, Jason?
It's the mythic Panzer tank.
I've been using this today,
The
Pete.
tank.
Oh, go
That
away. Tease.
Hang on,
It's
hang on, Paul.
Just drop it down here, you know.
Oh, there we are. Panzer IV. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the Tamiya kit, Paul?
I don't know, Pete. What kit was it?
It's Tamiya.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
the one Peter, Jason, and Hibbo were putting together.
That's a nice kit.
And
Yeah,
Pete.
well done.
Jason's not finished.
Well done.
Yeah, so hang on. So what have you been doing while in Thailand?
Well, quite a lot actually. I got myself a motorbike, so I'm getting around on a motorbike now, which is really good. Made a few trips out into the mountains and up to the Shan village tribes and a few temples. Realized how unfit I am. Faced with 1,000 stairs up to a temple on a mountain top, and I've gone, I'm not going to do that today. That's about it. And just exploring around the place. There's just unbelievable amount to see here. You can walk down one street 100 times and see something different. The shops, the coffee shops, all the different cafes and restaurants. The Thai people are so creative. It's amazing, the way they decorate the places. So that also inspired me to start up another YouTube channel called Discovering Thailand. And
Yes, I am a subscriber to it, Peter.
It's
And,
just
I love it.
amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's just kicking on fast. I got monetized the other week, and heading up towards 2,000 subscribers already, and it's really great. I'm just documenting my move over here and what it involved, and obviously there's a lot of interested people wanting to do the same thing. So
Your next title should be Same Day, Different Cat. I don't know.
yeah, well, there's quite a good sized modeling community up here in Chiang Mai where I am, and there's a model shop up here which is really good, and they have all the mini art and all the Tamiya stuff you could want, and so that's really good. And of course, you can buy what you need online as well. So
yeah, but a hobby shop is nice to have, Peter. It's one thing.
Yeah.
You know, the old brick and mortar for guys of our generation.
Look,
Something
I'm
that
learning.
we grew up with.
Yeah, I'm learning that it's one of these things that when you retire, whether you move overseas like I have or you stay home, you need to have a hobby. You can't just go from full-time work to nothing. You know, you got to keep busy, and getting back into your old childhood hobby, if you had one back then, unlike I didn't, but is an interesting thing, and it's drawing people in. They're interested in doing that. So
You could go. Pete
Yeah,
Roller.
that's great. Peter, I wanted to ask you about I see that you've put on you've installed some of the superstructure on the Lee. How did those parts fit together? Because it looks like it kind of went together the same way my TACOM Grant tank does, where it's one section of hull that all kind of are meant to fit together into one cohesive piece. But how did they fit? Was it easy? Was it difficult?
the thing with Tamiya and with these tanks is that a lot of these parts need to be painted at this stage, before they're fitted. You need to do all that interior, so all the inside white needs to be painted. And because Tamiya tolerances are so tight on their fit, when you start putting primer on and then base coat and then clear coat, suddenly those nice tight fits are a problem. You end up gaps because one end goes in okay, but the other end doesn't. And so I've found a few little problems like that. But being a tank and getting weathered like they do, it's easy to hide a lot of stuff, particularly if it's under the fenders and under the track where the tracks are gonna be. There's a few gaps around there. I'm just not worrying about them because I'm just going to be throwing mud on this thing,
Right.
Dirtying
Well,
up.
the other thing you could do is what I've been getting into a practice of recently is I tape off the areas. Like let's say I'm going to paint the inside of a fuselage for the cockpit of an aircraft. I'll tape off the areas I know that are going to have glue contacted on them, and that way it keeps the thickness of everything to dimension, and it's just easier for the glue to adhere and melt the plastic together. And if I do paint something, I'll scrape it or sand it away and try and clean it up as best I can.
But that's too much work, and I'm too lazy.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's worth the trip for me. Because I've had the same thing you're talking about, where something suddenly is a thousandth or whatever bigger than it was supposed to, and there's a gap there, and then I put two and two together, and I started spending more time making sure that there's not paint on that, especially doing multiple coats.
I can, like I say, it is a tank, so it's not going to be perfect. It's going to get dirtied up. If it was a Ferrari or a Lambo,
or
even an aircraft, then sure, scrape off the paint on those edges and do all that. That's fine. But I'm literally going to dirty this thing up in the weathering process. So there's no real need to. And besides, not only that, but no one else is going to see this thing.
I agree. I understand.
I do. I'm videoing it, of course, and I'll tell people in the videos that this is what I'm doing and this is why and so forth. But I'll also say, so if you don't want to make my mistakes, then don't do this. Do it this way.
Yeah.
But
You'd be a giant in Thailand, wouldn't you, mate?
Hey.
You'd be a giant in Thailand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing at 6'1", you probably tower over most people.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it's not really. No, I don't think so. I think people in Cambodia seem to be. I think Cambodia is shorter. Vietnamese are shorter. Lady boys are quite tall here.
Okay.
You know,
Anyway,
Everybody, lady boys are
Moving on.
cool.
Well, I'll tell you what. I hope you go back to that place you got the haircut because you're right. That lady that cut your hair is very pretty.
oh, wasn't she cute?
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
And I was thinking I do need to go back in it about probably the week after next.
I don't have to worry about that. I take care. I cut my hair myself.
No, I'd be just
Still get
going there.
pedicure and a manicure.
Yeah,
I'd get my
Go
beard
for a
trimmed.
beard trim, you know, anything to see the girls.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. I mean, I just come in there asking for directions.
That was an expensive haircut, though. That was a 300 baht haircut. So that cost me, in Aussie dollars, we're looking at about $10, $12, about $12. Right.
That's expensive.
Well, for over here it is. If I was to go to the barber down the road here that doesn't have big tits and, you know, isn't so good looking, it would cost me about 110 baht, so well under half the price, and probably get just
haircuts. Haircuts
But-
here in the States, if people want to go get a haircut, it costs over $10 American. I mean, it's up 15, maybe even 20, depending on where you go.
Well, that's cheap in Australia if you can get one for under 20. Yeah.
Yeah,
But then you get here.
I just go get the flippers out of the cupboard and done.
Yeah. This
That's the
includes
way, Bilch.
the shave. You get the shave, you get the face massage, you get your hair washed, what's
Yeah,
left of it after they cut it.
Yeah, that would cost
your shoulder
I think,
massage, and you walk out happy. That's
Yeah.
what you know.
Well-
you have a happy ending in the end.
Yeah. Our people don't offer the massage or the shave. The shave is available. That's a separate charge. So
Yeah,
if you were to get a haircut and a shave,
Now, you come here for a haircut, you're in there for nearly an hour.
yeah,
It's great. You know, it's good.
yeah, a haircut and a shave would be over $20 a
Moss, I hear Moss would love it. Moss would love it because he gets a haircut every week. I hear
Every Friday he gets a haircut.
every Friday
Every
Moss gets a
Friday.
haircut. That's a
Are you
bit
serious?
over the top, but you know,
What does he do
must-
that he needs to get a haircut every week?
He's an
Oh,
MC
no.
and a DJ.
Okay.
So he's going to look pretty.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Moss. Okay, more power to you, but I couldn't imagine getting my haircut every week, even if I had the hair that get cut. But
It's an expensive
Why
luxury.
would you get cut, Jim?
I like it this way because the ladies love the fit, attractive, bald. As they call me, the sexy professor.
So I'm guessing optometrists are pretty expensive over there. You've got very bad eyesight over there.
You know what? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, Jason. So,
I know, mate. That's what my wife says to
That's why
the
I'm saying
yeah,
that's
I was
fine.
gonna say, I'm sure your wife would attest.
yeah, I mean, you know, these are desperate times we live in, so yeah.
Over
What-
here,
what-
you're surrounded by beautiful girls absolutely everywhere. And to the point now, even already, where it's got to the point where I don't even notice the beautiful girls now. I only second look the stunning ones.
You'd be
Yeah,
noticing the beautiful boys.
You know, it's just amazing. Like,
Do
you know, and they're
Like comment.
always happy, always smiling, and always willing to have a talk and chat away.
That's because they want your dollars.
Yeah, I was just about to
I
say.
want my dollars. Yeah, well, a lot of them are like that, apparently. Yes, but
First,
I
it's
got-
only $20, and then they want Australian residency.
yeah, and bring the family.
Yeah.
I got my barriers up against that sort of thing. So
Well,
I'm
I would guess,
that.
Peter, if you tell ladies who are looking for that you're planning on staying in Thailand
Yeah.
permanently, that's probably going to be some cold water on their plans. I think they'd start walking away from you anyway.
Oh, I don't think so. Like, no, my last girlfriend knew that I was moving to Thailand and had no intention of ever, staying back there in Australia or bringing her, and that was not an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So that was all right. But the secret is it's rather go for the hairdresser girls, not the bar girls. All right.
Ah.
You just upper level in job security and You know,
Get a
bit
girl with a
better.
trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are they treating you as a local yet, Pete?
No, man. Until I learn the language, which is not going to happen in a hurry, I'll never be a local. But there's a lot of. It's probably a good thing that I don't know the language. Otherwise, I'm probably not hearing what they're saying about me behind my back. You know, so
Yeah.
if that's what's happening. But
Is
I don't feel that though. You know, I feel that I feel welcome everywhere I go. I'll have a random person walking the opposite way to me say to me, "Oh, so what pick up?" which is hello and welcome for no reason as they pass. And I'm thinking, do I know you from somewhere? Do you know me? But no, just a random person. And it happens daily. You know. So, oh yeah.
is
So we got hobby time in. We
Hey?
got one of the Satan's water buffaloes is in. They've been on a quest and pillaging party, him and the Prez. Hobby time. So Richard, Brody, Harry, welcome everybody. And yes, you're not seeing anything like surprising. I am making a model. I know it's crazy.
Yeah, holy moly! I didn't realize that. I was
Hang
talking
on,
with
hang on,
Peter.
screenshot this.
I
Is,
don't know.
I hope you're recording this.
He's hired a hand model there. That's all. He's just hired a hand model. Yeah. Next, he'll be doing the Palmolive.
More than that.
He'll do the Palmolive Gold ad where he's soaking in it soon in the commercial.
Where's Madge? Yeah, where's Madge?
Oh my God, those I remember those commercials when I was a kid. Man, you really pulled one out of the time capsule there, Peter.
Well,
he's
Giving away
57.
my age.
I'm 59. I'm going to be 60 in a couple months.
Oh,
So
mate, I wish I was 60. I really do. 3 more years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you want your bloody super.
Peter, I wanted to ask
Yeah,
you: Is
absolutely.
English is English widely spoken in Thailand?
In the touristy spots and places where the tourists hang out, those shops, yeah. Around where I am, a lot of foreign expats like me now living here.
Yeah.
So enough English to get by.
Okay.
But if you want to do like I do tomorrow and go get a new light for my desk lamp that broke this morning, and I have to go into Home World or somewhere like this and try and explain I want one that's daylight load with 5,000 looms, they're not going to know what I'm talking about. So it's going to be a struggle.
Translate, haven't you?
It's going to be a struggle to buy a decent light. So things like that, when you know specific things you want, it can be hard to find and communicate.
But haven't you got Google Translator on your phone?
Bloody translator got me in trouble in the Philippines at one point.
Yeah, they're not always that accurate because particularly up here in Chiang Mai,
family.
Yeah, Chiang Mai is a bit different to places down south in Bangkok and that, because up here we've got more dialects of Thai and Burmese and Lao mixed in. So
Philippines is the same. You go to a different region and they speak a totally different dialogue.
Yeah, like when I walked through the markets there and I said, I want a bit of, pointing to food on there, I want a bit of chicken, and stuff like that. They're coming back and they end up giving me some duck or something else, It's or not spicy is a good one, not spicy when you order. Oh, geez, you've just been torched. So,
I was going to say now, what's the general feeling and attitude toward foreigners in Thailand? I mean, you said there's a lot of folks who are like Australians, for instance, who are relocating there. Is the general population okay with it?
Yeah, it is. They're used to us being here for so long, and there's no racism here. I don't see any of that. There's a lot of Muslims here. There's a big Muslim community. There's a mosque. They run their shops as well. There's a lot of Chinese, but most of the Chinese are tourists rather than business owners here. It's very hard to own a business unless you're Thai. But no, there's nothing. Aussies have a good reputation over here, and you're a foreigner. They don't know the difference between you being, American or European or whatever. You're white. You're a white person.
Right. Okay.
So you don't get treated anything different other than some prices in some places. They're the foreigner price. So I've been up into a national park where I was going to go up to look at a waterfall, and there'll be a little woman sitting there to sell you tickets, and it'll have the prices up there. If you're a local, it'll cost you 40 baht, which is $1 something. But if you're a foreigner, it might cost you 100 or 200 baht. And there's, as a foreigner, because there's that expectation of, rich foreigners. So
yeah, well, that's not always the case. People are trying to move to Thailand to enhance whatever they have as far as personal finance.
Yeah, I mean, it's still cheap. It's still cheap even at the foreign price. I mean, that's still only $4 to go in.
Yeah,
fair enough. National park, it's a waterfall.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I like that about your
it.
channel. I like that. That's why I watch it. I mean, if it was some guy carrying his camera in front of him, walking around the streets of some city in the United States, I don't know how thrilled I'd be, because, but someplace completely different, totally foreign, no pun intended, is something I find really interesting and cool. I mean, it'd be the same thing if you were going around, Australia. I mean, I've never been there, and I don't know if I ever will be. So it's great.
That's right.
It's great to see it.
And a lot of people that watch my channel are mostly Australian or American. They're most of the audience. And what they want to know is, do I need to bring all my shit with me when I come here, or can I get everything I need over there? I'm doing a video tomorrow when I go to the shopping mall for this light, where I'm going to walk through there and go, right, this is what you pay for a refrigerator, a microwave, a washing machine. And I'll give all those prices in Thai baht, and I'll show the conversion, so people know that you don't need to cut your lounge and your TV and stuff over here, because you can buy it. And in most cases, it's a lot cheaper to buy here. A lot of that stuff comes from China, which is just across the border. So, I've seen, that brand of Smeg for your kitchen toasters and that, right? I've seen a Smeg toaster in a really nice electronics store for $20 Australian, or a kettle for about 15. Like top brand names that in Australia you'd pay 100 plus for those, So it'll be interesting. That's the things people want to know, is the comparison of prices and how much cheaper it is to be here. So,
is it as good as my kettle, Pete?
Oh, mate, your kettle makes the world's best coffee. I don't know what brand is that.
Speaking of coffee, I got to go get mine. Be right back, guys.
Maybe it's a Samsung or something.
It's because it was made with love, Pete. That was why.
That's it. It's nothing to do with the brand, is it? No.
No, and I made a shit ton of them.
Yeah. So you can get all that stuff, or you can get the Thai brand of stuff as well. So it's up to you. And everybody has their own level of living and expenses and so forth. I got no problem going down there and having my fish and chips or my pad Thai noodles and stuff, and paying $2 for my dinner at night and come back, and I've had a really nice good meal. Or you can go into a restaurant and pay 4 times the price, sit at a table with a tablecloth and aircon, and use cutlery and so forth. Maybe have some music playing in the background, pay 4 times the price for that. So, when I get my super, I'll upgrade a bit, but until then, I'm happy.
How's the accommodation going?
In the Philippines, I had a personal guide, so she did all the bartering.
Yeah, that's right. That's something that I enjoy about Thailand too, is that even in the markets, prices are on most things. You don't have to barter. You know what you're paying for. And even the big tourist markets up in the city tonight is the biggest. So tonight's Thailand's largest night market. And if you ask me, I think it's the largest weekly market anywhere in the world I've ever seen. And that's on tonight.
And bigger than bloody Melbourne markets.
Bigger than anything. The whole city, literally from one side of the city to the other, and 2 of the cross streets is just full of stalls and market stuff. It took me, I walked down and videoed it. It took me 1 hour to do one side of one street. Yeah, wow. It was amazing. But everything has prices on it. You don't have to go and barter and bargain or anything. And you know what you're getting. You know, I can walk in and buy clothes, and you know you're paying for you know what you're getting. There's no that doubt when you're getting ripped off or anything, because you're not, and you're paying what the tyres pay. It's not like, I remember when I was a kid, I went to Fiji. In Fiji, you hop off the cruise ship. Back then, it was the Fair Star. You go into town, you go through the markets, and when they see the cruise West foreigners coming through, they turned all the tickets around on all the prices, everything, and everything went up by 10 times.
When we went to Fiji on the P&O Fair Star, instead of the old boy didn't go down, you know how like you got the main drag, it's all pretty and nice and done up for the tourists. The old boy was like, no. We went 2 streets back and went down one of the back streets. We got some good prices.
Oh yeah, you go where the foreigners don't go, Bilge. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where having a local contact always helps. Yeah.
Oh, it didn't have a local contact. Just the old boy figured that, you know, the less, you know,
I get
the
you.
less bloody,
Yeah.
Well,
less business style people would be back there, and they'd be more willing to agree on a more negotiable price.
Yeah. Well, I got my driver's license
to get on the main drag.
No way.
Yeah. I got a proper Thai driver's license now for my motorbike.
Yes, and I saw your episode of that. That was
so the cost of a 2-year Thai driver's license cost just $4, $5. That's how much it was. $5. There was no test other than a traffic light behind the girl on the counter. You just had to tell when it was red, green, and yellow. That was it. And then when I go back in 2 years, I'll renew it for 5 years. But so yeah, I found
out next time I go to the Philippines, all I got to do is go into the local cop shop, show them my Australian driver's license, and for $20, I'll get a Filipino driver's license written out straight away. Bang.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't check your driving history in Australia, do they, Pete?
Oh yeah, still got all that. Yeah, driver's license. Although I found out that it's expiring in August, and I can't renew it.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to.
Overseas.
I think Pete froze up for a second.
Yeah.
It's because he's
well, I'd like to take a moment here to talk about the great Tim Tam controversy. Jason, you said that they're not authentic, the ones I bought, because they say cookies on there.
What the hell is cookies?
Yeah, well, I looked on the back of the label, and they're made in New South Wales, and they're.
Oh yeah, that's okay, but it's still. Who the hell puts cookie on an Australian biscuit?
Well, they probably put cookie on there because they knew they were going to places like Canada and America.
The international packaging.
But you know what? I did the Tim Tam Slam with them, and if you can do that, then they're legit. So.
And what did you think about it?
Fantastic.
It changed your life, didn't it?
Oh man, I'll tell you what, the Tim Tam Slam is for me. I love it. It's a
did
great.
You see the baby Jesus?
No.
He should have appeared.
I just enjoyed the delicious melting Tim Tam after the coffee went through it and literally
what is that?
Sucked it inward, you know.
What's Jim, that biscuit they do in Canada? I don't know if they do it in the States where they have schnapps or something, or whatever they call it, where they do something with the biscuits. What is it?
They call s'mores.
Yeah, s'mores. That's it. Yeah, that's a similar thing to what you do with the Tim Tams.
I was going to say, Jim, the other thing you got to try, rather than a coffee, do it with an ice cold milk.
Okay, I'll try that. All right.
That's no bad one either.
Okay, I will. Next time I pick up a pack, because now I can get them at my local grocery store. I didn't know that, but YouTube is your friend. I went online, and sure enough, put Tim Tam Slam in there, and came across all these Americans who, we love to get in front of cameras and tell everyone about our lives. And so we had this one guy right here in Chicago. He went to a local grocery chain, picked up a pack of Tim Tams, and did the slam right in the car with him with some Starbucks coffee. And so I went over. Yeah, Starbucks is not my type of coffee. That's just too strong. I don't go for that West Coast or the Pacific Northwest flavor of coffee. Speaking of that, you said coffee, Peter, you go with the Nescafe? Is that what you have? Like your instant coffee? Is that what you make?
Nescafe 43. Thank you very much.
I have whole bean coffee. I got a grinder and I make it in my little coffee maker here. And I'm a bit of a coffee snob. It's got to be this. I've had Nescafe. It's all right, but I like the whole bean coffee, ground and brewed.
Yeah, I get my iced coffee. A little girl outside has a little stall there. She does iced coffees and smoothies.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
mango smoothies are real nice. But I get brain freeze. So how do you stop getting brain freeze when you?
Well, don't drink it so fast.
I know, but it tastes good. How can you?
I know. Well, when we were kids, we would get something called a Slurpee.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had them.
And we'd suck down the Slurpee, and as kids, you played the brain freeze game. It's like who got it first, you know. So but yeah, I get brain freeze when I down a Gatorade if I'm too thirsty, and I just start guzzling it, and all of a sudden, man, I get that old feeling right up the back of my head. So yeah. Good old brain freeze. Yeah, well, the smoothie's a good thing. I like those. Good stuff.
Yeah, they got like a variety of about 50 different flavors: coconut, mango, passion fruit, you name it. They got the whole lot there.
So anyway, going back to the Tim Tams, I just wanted to let you know, Jason, that they are made in New South Wales. So even though it may say cookies on there, that you can still do the Tim Tam Slam with them. So in my opinion, they're legitimate.
You sure they're not just packaged in New South Wales? They're actually made there?
You know what?
That surprises me because nothing's made in Australia anymore. So,
good question, Peter. I'll have to. I unfortunately disposed of the package.
Okay, because sometimes they put packaged in. Yeah.
Got to find out. They got to be made there. I mean, you can ship something like that across the ocean. I mean, what the hell? Keep refrigerated.
Remember when you'd be going in the central station and you'd see the big Arnott's back, like the sign?
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day?
Yeah, the Arnott's. Look, I've got, I'll show you what I got here. I know it's not Arnott's, but it'll remind you of the old Arnott's tin, you know.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
You get your cookies, yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So I can buy these up in the local supermarket. They're only about full of cookies for about $3 or $4. But the tins are good to have.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, good like that. Yeah.
You'll like this tin, Buff.
You got the Navy one? Yeah, I've got that one, buddy.
The Anzac one.
I've got that one.
Good. Yeah. Oh, this has got the British soldiers, but it's all Thai from the palace. Yeah. Well, I'm going to collect all the different types they have. I'm going to have a cookie while I'm at it. Yeah.
So, what's everybody looking at?
Quite a few Anzac tins.
Yeah. There you go. Whoop. My broken light nearly fell over and broke again. That's all I need.
So what's everybody working on? I see everybody's diligently at work here. We even got Jason working on something. We got James and Paul's working on Peter. We know you got Lee going, and Bill, you got something going. Wombat, you doing something?
Not at the moment.
Same here. So Paul, what do you got going there?
Is that the Fairy Gannet, Paul?
That's the Airfix Fairy Gannet.
Ah, okay. That's a
Royal Australian Navy scheme.
That's a big model.
Greatest Navy in the world.
A beautiful kit.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I was watching something. Phil Flory had a live show going, and he had one of the engineers, the man who designed that kit from Airfix. And as the man was talking about how things are made there, he snap fitted the basic assembly of the Gannet together, and it held together like as if he had glued everything. So I hear it's a very well engineered model.
Oh, if it looks like a Gannet and smells like a Gannet, it must be a Gannet. But I just have to say, Airfix, get your figure out. We need a 148C Venom to go with it.
They need a 148 scale Lysander. That's what they got to turn out, and that they haven't yet. is they're making too many ME-109s and Mustangs. They got to start. They got to start turning their attentions toward more a little bit more British stuff because when Trump, then they
That's
screw
exactly
it up.
right. Well done.
You know,
I want to see FX do the Seeking in 72nd instead of 48.
They did.
A new one they haven't yet.
Yeah.
No, they.
Yeah, new one is would be probably you know Wombat you'd probably hit a home run with a lot of people because I know a lot of folks who build 72nd scale helicopters as opposed to quarter scale.
I've got a Black Hawk with RAAF markings. I just don't know who it's by. Can't think now.
Academy.
It's in 176.
Oh yeah, Academy.
There's one by Italeri, and I think the other one's Hobby Boss because I have both of them.
Hobby Boss one I got.
Yeah.
James, what are you working on?
A combi.
Zombie?
A combi. Fucking nut. How about let's go this way?
Oh, your VW bus. Okay.
This was a Christmas present. And yeah, it's like at the moment I just wanted to do something with my fingers whilst we're live. And a couple of the bits I could do on my Spitfire I can't really do at the moment.
Okay.
Not on screen.
Yeah.
It's okay, mate. Masturbation's fine.
Keep it under the table.
Yeah,
Well, he said fingers.
You're right.
Yeah, it's not hands.
So it's like, what can I do that'll just have me looking busy, have me looking active? And it's like, why not do this?
Okay. Bills, what do you got going?
Well, I'm waiting on glue to dry because I've just put the body on this. So I've just got the front clamped to get the chassis all together. So the body's now on that. Once that's all dry, chrome goes next. But I was telling Paulie about this old kit.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. Yeah. 1969. Nice car.
And the custom paint job that I did on it. It's got 5 different colors in it.
What?
There's 5 different colors in that paint job.
Holy Moses! What'd you do to get that? I mean, is that a some kind of
You just sprayed one on top of the other.
wet blending or something?
Yep. And they just I had base color, then the second color was a bit lighter, then the third color was a bit lighter, the fourth color was a bit lighter, and then the last color is not a color but a tint. And then it was cleared.
Wow, that's very different.
Just giving it a clean with Outlaw Paint's wash and detail kit. Because
if you mixed all those colours together in the first place, you could have done it in one go.
Say again?
If you mixed all the colours together in one thing, you could have just sprayed it in one shot.
No, it wouldn't have
Doesn't work like that, does it?
Doesn't work like that, Pete.
Okay.
Like weathering, it's called layers.
Always looking for shortcuts, aren't I?
Hey, I'll try that next time I make a new paint. I'll just chuck all these together. That'd be right.
Well, that's all it is. Huh?
I wish so.
I want to go up in the chat here. Someone mentioned what Harry did. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, news happened yesterday near Ponsonby BBM Spitfire crashing.
Yeah.
What happened? I didn't hear anything about that.
They were doing the British Battle of Britain Memorial flight, who has the Lancaster Spitfires,
right.
Hurricane. One of their Spitfires crashed on the base while they were practicing leading up to the D-Day celebration flight.
Yeah. Oh, man.
No. And he was an active RAF pilot. He normally flies Typhoons. So he got out of a typhoon on Friday and was doing practice on Saturday in a Spitfire, and yeah. So,
It
which
all
is
pulled
pretty
down.
sad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That's sad. You'd like the pilot to survive. The airplane getting lost, yeah, that's bad. But then it's a double whammy when the pilot is killed too.
Yeah, we lose the pilot as well, did we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn, that's
It's going to
sad.
get
Yep.
knocked on the head now because wasn't it a year or so ago they lost the Lank?
no.
No. There was another. There was a replica Spitfire crash in England about 18 months ago. But that had nothing to do with the Battle of Britain Memorial flight. That was just I shouldn't say just some guy, but it was some guy's private replica.
Mm.
No, I remember I can't remember what type of plane it was, but it was rear mounted. It was some weird configuration where the engine's behind the pilot and the drive shaft goes between the pilot's feet and the props at the front. And because of the
Oh yeah, that's the P39.
Yeah, it had a big blind spot, and when he come banking around, he just cut this bloody. I can't remember if it might have been a B-17.
I know what you're talking about, Bilge. I know what you're talking about. I saw the film of it. Yeah. It was a P-30. It was a piece. It was the final iteration of that aircraft. It's called a King Cobra. It's like a P-69 or something like that.
Yeah, the P-69.
Yeah, and you're right. The guy flew right into the B-17 about mid-fuselage. It looked like a damn missile hit the airplane, and it was. I mean, I normally am not taken aback too much when I see something two-dimensional, but it happened so quickly and so violently that it shocked me. Yeah, it all killed. He flew right into it. It looked like one of them damn war movies where you got the suicidal fighter pilot taking out the bomber for King and Country. It was pretty stark. Yeah, and that plane, the B-17 split up and the fuselage just smashed right into the ground. The only good thing about it is
the pilots during World War II actually cut the tails off bombers.
Oh yeah. The Russians
and managed to fly home.
Yeah. Well, the 17, we all know about what that could take and what it couldn't. You've seen films of those things coming home with stabilizer missing or half the tail missing or whatever and making it back. Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna say oh gosh, I can't remember now.
Yeah, the mid fuselage breakup. You're not coming.
Yeah. No. Oh yeah. The Russians used to do that with German planes. They would fly behind them and need to try to chop off some of their flying surfaces with the prop before they went down. And I mean that's almost like war film stuff. But yeah, some pilots definitely tried to take out their enemy if they could before they went down themselves. So yeah, that's a sad story though, man. Anytime you hear about stuff like that, I mean, I've never been at an air show where there's been one of those nasty crashes because some of them are pretty gruesome.
Hey Pete, do they do the Thai boat racing over there? Is that
the long-tail boat?
The dragger boating. Oh
yeah.
Oh, they do that in the Philippines as well, eh?
Yeah.
And they also do the plows they use, the Kubota plows. They actually soup them up, and the guys ski behind them through the rice paddies, and they drag race them. It's insane to watch.
Does that Thai, Pete?
I haven't seen it, but they do. Yeah.
Can you see it?
I thought you were looking at something from the United States because there's a lot of flat bottom boat racing here with basically engines you put in a dragster, and sometimes it doesn't end well. And up there underneath them, they go airborne like those guys. So
I thought it was the boat race up at Lake Munmore up on Central Coast.
Yeah. When you get
flat bottom boats.
Yeah, when you go over from when you cross from Chiang Mai to Chiang Rai and then go into Laos, you cross the Mekong River, and the Mekong is the border. And once you go over, they have these boats to take you down to the capital of Laos. It's a 2-day trip. You can either take a slow boat, which is a slow boat, or you can go the fast boat, which is like one of those with the engines on the back. You sit in there, you put your helmet on, and you just go flat out for about 3 hours, and you do the same
Got like
distance.
4-cylinder car engines, haven't they?
Hey?
You got like 4-cylinder car engines and like an 8-9 foot bloody prop shaft out the back.
That's right. Yeah, it's crazy. And they do that same distance that the slow boats do in 2 days. They do in about 3 hours. But you got to be prepared. You'll get thrown out, and it's not the most comfortable way. So.
Yeah, it was a P-63 era Cobra or King Cobra. That's what it is. It's, the number just came to me right now. I kept saying P-39. It was
P-69, P-63.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, I guess.
Hey, Dominic.
Oh, there he is, Dominic. Hey, Dominic.
He's chasing after your title, Peter.
He is.
He wants to be the new king of YouTube with the amount of videos he's dropped.
Yeah, I know. He put out 3 in like 10 minutes, didn't he? The other day.
I gotta go visit his channel. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, he's doing reviews on his kits.
That's one of the latest ones he reviewed, the 51 Chevy.
Sweet. Nice car. Yeah. I like the rims he got on there, Paul. That's definitely old school stuff. I like that.
Yeah, it all came in the kit except for the engine.
Okay, looks good. Yeah, there you go. Good focus. That's it. Yeah, beautiful. Very nice.
It's amazing how a supercharged Chevy engine can fit under a bonnet.
Well, with the size of those engine compartments, you could put 2 of them.
He's got 5. There's 20 watching, guys and girls. Any chance of 20 likes? I'm not sure.
Well, let me see. I'm going to vote.
Well, there's at least 6 other thumbs ups to go up.
Let me go put up a like myself on my phone here. There. Oh, I'm already liking it, so I can't.
21. Look out! It's all happening.
Vote again. On my phone here. I'm already liking it, so I can't.
21.
I'm on the AML.
I can't.
Somebody's got their YouTube going.
I did Jim. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
We got 9 on the AML.
Put another 50 cents in the motor, Jim.
Yeah, okay. Welcome back to Technically Challenged.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I dropped out for some reason.
You pushed the wrong button.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw in chat somebody was asking how Hibbo's going.
I don't know, mate. I think.
I spoke to him.
Yeah, Pete Scale was
this
asking
morning.
about him. Yeah.
The last photo I saw, it was of a sunset or a sunrise.
Got his new hobby room set up.
I'm putting the jug on.
Yeah, I saw a couple of videos of him playing golf. So
Yeah. So
That was the fat golfer, wasn't it?
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
he's
Hippo
doing
is
all right.
a golfing aficionado.
He likes to hit the ball. Yeah, he's got some nice clubs too.
Well, his shoulders recovered by the looks of things after surgery, so that's good.
Yeah, he's hitting them well.
So, Jason, let me ask you a question. What? Maybe I asked you this before. Well, when you started Outlaw Paints, what was the motivation for it? I mean, you're entering into a market that's flooded with paints, and seemingly every week someone's coming out with a different brand of this or that. What was it that motivated you to start making hobby paints?
It would have been Peter Holroyd was my inspiration.
Oh.
So what happened?
Don't tell that story. Don't tell that story.
Outlaw Paints was started by a bloke called Braden, and I bought it off Braden about just under a year. He was into it. It was started. as Australian rail colours because none of the trained people could get into it. And so it was developed from there into a few solid colours. And when I bought it, I was like, well, I'm a military modeler mainly. That's my passion, military. And then it was developed from there. But it was basically, we were sick of having to mix like Tamiya's, Vallejos, or having to mix up all these colours and still not getting the quality of them. Whether it was the paint or your own ball, and there was never consistency in the colours. That was the big driving. If you wanted what do we got up here? So if you wanted to go with RAF Cockpit Green, if you bought that in Tamiya, if you bought 3 pots of Tamiya, you can get 3 different colours. You're never going to get the same consistency in every sprayer. So that was just one for example. I'd say Mr. Hobby I would prefer over a Tamiya paint for consistency in their colour.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks, but it was, and all that cleaning up you've got to do after every sprayer, where, as you all know, you pour it in, you spray it, it's done. Then it's clean out your airbrush, next colour. You don't have to use as much, whereas with your Tamiyas and all that other stuff we found, you weren't getting a good coat. You were having to use a shit ton of paint. It was so, and everything is developed to be the best. So everything's engineered. All the pigments are engineered. All the thinners are engineered. And it's to give the best product that you can possibly buy when you build your model, so you don't get a shit job on your paint at least.
Yep, somebody's got to something open there. I can hear a delayed echo.
I don't know who it could be. Definitely not me.
Not me.
Well, anyway, okay, that's certainly a good reason to get started. It's because I'll tell you what, I've come to understand that for me, performance-wise, acrylic lacquers or this lacquer base. Because think about it, when I was a kid, or when we were all kids, you never painted lacquer on plastic. Real lacquer paint attacks plastic, polystyrene plastic. I mean,
yeah,
so you never did that. You use that on RC models or whatever, or on metal or something like that. But now, reformulated, these acrylic lacquers that have come out are great. To me, they're the best. Because they are just what you talk about, Jason. They're consistent, and they work, and they're easy to work with. You can put them in your airbrush. If you have to thin them, okay, like AK or Mr. Hobby, definitely have to thin it. But nonetheless, the result you get is far easier to achieve than even with enamels. I mean, enamels are pretty messy in my opinion, because you got to thin them out and then you got to clean them up. It seems like they're a little bit messy. Now, the one thing I'm definitely not going to do again, and I binned some of it just this morning, AK 3rd Gen Air paint.
I'll never use that
I have
again.
good experience with it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to knock their product, like forget it, don't ever buy it. I'm just saying that for me, it wasn't a good experience. So I had to teach myself a hard lesson, because it was a bloody mess.
It's like Vallejo air.
It's supposed to be, but the stuff was as thick as syrup.
Yeah, I tried to paint the HK B17 in it. I bought all the silver colours, the thinner, and I ended up going back to Mr. Colour.
Okay, yeah, I can understand it. Now
You couldn't get a handle on it.
Paul, you're talking about the AK metal colors?
The AK Gen 3 metal colours.
Yeah, okay,
I could not get a handle on it.
Yeah.
I was either spraying syrup or water.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I found. It was difficult to mix, but AK and Vallejo are best used for brush painting. As long as there's a base underneath, they won't rub off the plastic, whereas other paints go right onto bare plastic pretty well. It seems like the Spanish water-based acrylics for me anyway. They need a strong base underneath it for it to grip to.
It might be the Spanish water.
With this stuff, so with this stuff, the primer first up is designed to bite and weld into the plastic.
That's what you want.
Can't see it.
Yep.
With your own eyes, you can't physically see what's happening, but
yes, you can.
I've got all the scientific crap that was given to us.
Yeah.
So when it goes on, it interacts with the plastic. As long as there's not oil on it.
Right. Yeah, you got to clean the plastic. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that does that. So then you've got this nice primer. So then when you come over the top of it with this, with your colour, that then has an interaction with the priming and locks into it.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I see Harry just commented and says, "I have AK 3rd Gen." Harry, are you spraying it or are you brush painting it? Because I can brush paint it really well, and it takes a long time to dry because from what I've learned about those 3rd Gen and Vallejo is that they dry from the inside out, whereas acrylics cure from the outside in.
Right.
And the polymers and stuff have to kind of work itself out of the Vallejo paint. Because I remember the first time I sprayed Vallejo paint, and it felt rubbery. And I was talking to someone online about it, and they explained. Oh yeah, Phil Flory. Yeah, he explained it. He said, it dries from the outside in. You got to give it a good 12, sometimes even 24 to make sure it's fully cured.
It's like a urethane paint.
That's it. That's the word. Yeah, I'm learning a little bit of basic chemistry on account of entering into this world of who among us doesn't have a shitload of paints in their inventory? Raise your hand if you've got like one bottle of paint in your inventory.
I've got 30 tins of Humbrol in the cupboard.
I took a count one time just of the different brands. I've got like 7 or 8 different brands and different mediums of paint.
I got a couple of bottles.
Yeah, a couple of bottles. Yeah,
empty ones?
I think I've got 5 different brands.
Yeah. You just wind up collecting them just by sticking around the hobby long enough. You get this, you get that. You want to try that? You want to try this? Yeah.
The drawer of doom.
What is that? Is that paints you bought but never use?
That I don't use anymore.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. I've got a lot of enamels I don't use.
I've got another drawer that's about the same as that. Chock a block full of Humboldt tins.
Yeah.
And I reckon one of my tins there would have to be almost 30 years old.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact I can crack the bastard open and it's still good on the inside.
Yeah.
Throw them out.
I've got my Vallejo. I've got every Mr. Hobby. I've got every Tamiya.
Okay.
That is fantastic.
And I've got some AK. I've got some Alclad. Got some Outlaw somewhere. And,
I think just a little bit of Outlaw, not much, right? Yeah, just like a sample pack.
Yeah, just a sample there.
He also used to have some other brand that doesn't get mentioned anymore.
No.
Oh yeah, I think I know the one you talk about. I do have a few bottles of theirs, and I'm not going to.
Yeah, I've got a few of theirs too.
I didn't want
it made its way into my car and came home, and then it got donated to my neighbour.
Yeah.
I inherited a few bottles of that.
Yeah,
there's a place in Florida that sells that other Australian paint, and I've bought it, and it works pretty well.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill.
Well, I can say that I can say that on camera because I'm a few thousand miles away from Jason. I don't have to worry about.
Don't worry, me.
Would yours be that old, Bill?
Humbrol. Oh yeah.
No, that'd be the one before mine.
Yeah.
And I've got a few of those ones.
That's the ones.
No, I got heaps of them.
And I've still got some of the old Tamiya enamels.
Did you know?
We can't get those enamels here in the States, Wombat. We can't get the enamels here in the States. That's you can't get the enamel thinner or the paints here in the U.S. I'd like to try them. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm not much of an enamel user anymore. But what you got there, Jason? What's that?
So remember when Tamiya in the early days, their thinners came in that bottle, that diamond bottle kind of thing at the top, really thick glass. I heard, and when Wombat brought that other little bottle up, that if you break firecrackers up and you put them in there because they got the metal cap, the old metal cap ones, and you attach them to a tree and light the fuse, the tree will fall. Who knew?
Well, I don't
Everybody
think we'll
got
try
different
that experiment.
Chlorine and put it in
Hang
one
on.
of them jars with the clip down lid. Before you clip the lid down, if you hold it to the side, pour a certain viscous fluid in there and then seal it and then stand it up and run, you can make concrete letterboxes disappear.
What are we looking at there? Tamiya.
Well, everybody knows these Tamiya bottles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, you get the 23
Oh
mil,
yeah.
10 mil. When they first came out, they were 23 mil bottles, and then they went down to
I have the
10
old bottles.
Yeah, I've got a few of them too.
Yeah, that's so they didn't have to increase the price. They just give you less for the same price.
Yeah.
Yes.
Essentially, you're right, Peter. Yeah. Now, if anyone remembers,
Yeah, I've still got some of the old ones too.
Yeah, if anyone remembers in the early
I got them
80s,
from the neighbour.
when Tamiya first brought those paints out, the idea was that they were meant for brush painting. They were originally marketed as something that you could put on with a brush and you get a nice smooth coat, and it also could be used in an airbrush. And then the formula changed where, if you notice now, brush painting Tamiya isn't as easy as it used to be. I mean, you've got to give that first coat a long time to cure before the thinner in the next coat attacks the paint below it and it loosens it all up, and you're starting all over again. So I use my Tamiya paints for spraying. And I see here Harry replied. He said that he uses AK to spray and it works great. And I'll give him that. I'll say, okay, Harry. I know it works. I know it works well for a lot of people. My experience with it wasn't all that good. So that's I'm not dissing it as a product completely, but my experience was not very satisfactory. So
Hey,
I didn't realise it, but I just found
Oh, wow.
a couple of the old Revell tins too.
Oh, shite.
Put it back
wow.
Wombat, back
hang
up.
Where is it? There. The old Revell colour.
Wow.
So I probably had those for, I reckon, 35 years.
Wow.
I'm not game to open it. So.
That'd be stolen by now, would
Yeah, most of the Humbrol stuff I've got is solid. A few of those Tamiya enamels that I've got, they've solidified, but they should be able to be recovered. And they're pretty good. The old enamels are still pretty good for brush painting too.
Yeah.
And you can still buy them.
Yeah, I bought a new one a little while back just because I needed a particular colour. So they are still available.
Peter,
And they're fairly cheap.
Peter, can you get those Tamiya enamels in Thailand?
No, unless I get them online. Oh, actually, yeah, you can. Yeah,
They have that hobby shop to go to,
Colour in
right?
that shop you go to, ain't it?
yeah, they had some down in there.
Yeah. Okay. No,
He
I
gets his nails
found
done.
that,
I've never sprayed enamel paints. I've never used them.
you got to. They're really thick. If
Yeah, but it's the smell that I can't. Being an
no,
enclosed.
you got to ventilate definitely. I mean, where you live, you've got to, because you're not only gonna smell it, your neighbors are too, because that stuff carries big time.
Yeah, even back in
Fine,
Sydney,
well,
I couldn't use them.
Yeah, that's one thing. Well, that's the thing with lacquers. I mean, certain ones like Tamiya lacquers are very good, but boy, do they reek. And so does MRP. And then if you spray if you're thinning out your airbrush, you got to make sure that you got good ventilation and you're blasting it out of your dwellings.
Yeah.
So otherwise, it's going to carry and it's going to stay there. So yeah, and those fumes aren't good for you, folks. I'm sorry, this is going to sound like an old man telling everyone, but wear a respirator when you paint, man. It's I came late to the party with that common sense. That didn't hit me till after 50, but spray with a respirator and gloves on your hands.
Yeah.
I see a lot of guys doing Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
They won't help. They won't help you.
They
They're your
won't?
normal- not your COVID masks.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. You need a respirator like your. Yeah, there you go. That's what Wombat's got. Yeah, that's it. You got to have the right tools for the job. Yeah.
But see, that just goes with your outfit too, Jim.
Yeah, that would. Hey, this morning I was working on something, and one of the guys upstairs knocked on the door, and I had my mask on and my safety glasses and my work apron and my gloves, and he was like, "Oh, hey, what?" Like,
You cooking?
Cooking, right? Yeah, cooking.
Cooking. Yeah, disposing of a body more likely.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, with that liquid they used to pour on top of the bodies, make everything dissolve.
Gloves on.
Yeah.
Just throwing bathtub and dissolve.
Really neat. A couple of pigs.
But anyway, I see a lot of guys online when they're spraying a part or something like that, and it's like, and someone got their wedding rings on. It's like, dude, wear gloves. What's the wife gonna say? You get some specs on the wedding band. It's like, geez, I don't get it, man. Gloves are one of the cheapest things you can get.
Yeah. That's it.
You're moving ahead nicely, James, with that plug, mate. Very good.
Yeah.
What are you gonna paint it up as, James? Are you gonna do it like the box art?
No. I do have a pretty color in here.
Color Colmore.
In one of my 2 drawers.
Hold on, mates. I gotta get some more coffee. Be right back.
Oh,
I need to get myself another car to build because I really want to try this poison ivy. That colour's just insane.
I'm just
That's
looking
the
forward to
green.
the delivery turning up during the week, Jace, and trying out some of those
Give me a
colours.
couple of days.
Yeah, I think I checked it was supposed to be somewhere between Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, given those the 15 the 11 Subies I've got in the stash. So
There's a couple there, mate.
sorry, Paul.
Do you need some extra Subaru paint?
No, I've got some coming. Jace is looking after me.
All right, I've got the Pete Special still here.
What, London Bus Red?
No, Subaru Blue.
Hang
Um,
Made by Peter.
I'm actually going through my 2 drawers of Outlaw, trying to find the colour that I wanted to do it. Now I want to find it. What's a better colour?
But that new colour, Dreams, I love that.
Yeah, that is a nice colour buff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out, do I put it on the website? Do I go to the trouble of making a label? Everybody that's seen it so far that I've seen it has gone, wow. Have you seen it yet, Pete?
No.
No, show him the spoon.
Show him the spoon. Show him the spoon.
Give him the spoon.
Go close up, Jason.
Go full screen, Jace.
Okay.
Yeah, full screen. I mean, yeah.
Is that like for painting Gundam?
No, mate. It's something crazy. And when you see it in the real light, this is crap light, but when it's popping, it's
Yeah. Well, that's the trick is
Sunlight.
Yeah, you need proper lighting to show it off. That looks
Are
good.
you turning up, Ed? Check your email. Join in, you shithead.
Yeah. So, Peter, what are you gonna paint up the Lee as? Is it gonna be just a plain old olive drab, or are you gonna come up with something else?
No, it's just going to be the olive drab.
Okay.
Yeah.
What paint are you gonna use on it? Well, I mean, what brand or what shade of olive drab?
I got Mr. Hobby.
Okay.
Mr. Hobby. Yeah.
He's going poison ivy.
It's like you were saying, Jason, the Tamiya paint's a bit thin, whereas you get I find it's a nicer, thicker paint, Mr. Hobby.
Yep.
So it sprays a bit better. So
Mr. Hobby's great stuff. I hope that they keep their the Mr. Surfacer line going because the acrylic based, the lacquer based stuff. I know they've got an aqueous based, but for me, primer and base colors have to be lacquer. Like Jason said, you have that bite into the plastic to form a shield for your paint above it to stick to, and lacquers do it every time. That's one thing about lacquers. No matter what the brand, they haven't failed me. Whereas other paints I've had, like I was talking about with the AK 3rd Gen, not everyone has the same problems I did. Maybe I came up against a bad container of it, but I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really a fan of those eyedropper bottles when it comes to spray painting.
Jason.
Yes.
What year did Subaru have two different shades of blue? Harry's asking.
Oh, that's some nice stuff, James.
Shake it up.
Is that what you're gonna paint? You're gonna paint the VW with that?
Yeah, purple body, the white roof.
Nice.
I'll go to my thing here.
I know every model they had a different shade of blue.
That's
Yeah.
nice,
Yeah, that's going to make it interesting when I've got about 11 different ones to do.
So
Couldn't it all be the same colour blue and just different weathering?
Just cover them in
Different
mud.
amounts of mud and dust.
Yeah, what the hell with olive drab? There's if there's 50 shades of gray, there's at least 100 shades of olive drab.
Yeah,
And the rest.
Yeah.
Each branch had their own different shade.
Right, exactly. And then early war, US olive drab
mixed in the back shed somewhere.
terrible.
It's up on the computer. The list is up on the computer in the shed. Because you've got your rally blue, and then there's
WRX
blue.
blue.
Yeah. Well, there's WRX rally and a WRX blue.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So you got your rally and
Rally and road car.
yeah, that's what we're up. Yeah. 95. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I think it was around 95. So
Because I know when my son had an incident with his WRX that I had at the time, the parts didn't get painted by the panel beater. New parts were supplied already painted by Subaru.
well,
Really?
the
Wow.
Touche.
Hold them on.
I'm just as I'm trying to recall from up there when I was researching. Harry's right, but the two shades of blue, they were actually separated by about 13 to 14 months. So, like, say it was a May 95 and a May 96.
Yeah.
But they classed it as the 1 year somehow because it sort of snuck in just, but it was over.
Might have been a cosmetic upgrade between the two different. Had a different colour, different blinker put in it for us.
It's definitely
Different colour blinker fluid.
Yeah. Or the wipers, instead of going up and down, went down and up.
Yeah, right and left, so left and right.
The difference is in the magenta blue amount of pigment that went in it. It's off into scale, I would say. So say scale's 100 mil in a whole batch, and your magenta blue would be say 43.2 grams. It would end up being 39.4 or something, I think it was, if I can remember roughly. And it just gave that that comparison that was like you could see it, but you didn't see it.
Look like two Australian cars at one's been in the sun and one's been in a garage.
Sort of, yeah. And one's just been cut up and brought back to life. So Yeah. Other than that,
Oh, Peter, it's your birthday. You should be out there like getting free everything out there, talking to all the pretty Thai ladies and saying, "Hey, it's my birthday." You know,
It's actually just started raining out there. There's a little storm coming through. So
That's why he's inside.
You can make tomorrow your birthday then.
no, I'm going out tonight. Tonight, anything could happen tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get yourself
Yeah.
open fun.
he might want to tie one on.
I'll tie one on.
There you go. Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Did you eat your dinner?
Ah. So,
So-
have you thought about dinner? What you're actually going to have?
Pizza.
Yeah, I'm going to have fish and chips.
All right. Wait, stop.
Yeah, but
Traditional.
why don't you like go to the next level?
Why don't you stop
Yeah,
pushing?
can you get yourself a nice
Next level is hamburgers. They do hamburgers down there.
Why not go to a hamburger?
Yeah, I tried a hamburger, but it was a bit messy to eat, and I don't want to be chugging on a hamburger while I'm on a live stream because I'll be
So,
live
but
streaming,
you have,
Go wrong with
and the fur gets like you don't know how much
Oh.
fur's in it.
picking it out between your teeth.
Yeah.
I was going to say, he said hamburger, not fur burger.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
No,
look at
there's-
it this way. He could floss after he's finished.
Well, I'll give you an idea. The girl that does the fish and chips and hamburgers, she also does pork steaks with salad and that, and they're really good. And they start off as one little stall, and there wasn't even anywhere to sit. You just had to take it and take away. That was
Yep, he's frozen.
Wow.
now.
There you go, Peter.
Yeah, now they've got a place to. They've got seating in the back, and now they've extended into the shop next door, so they've got more room and place has grown. I thought, oh, excellent. So,
Hey, I see Zinzan's joined us. Hey, Zinzan, how are you doing?
Welcome, mate.
See, we're getting a lot of the usual suspects that tune into you on earlier in the day, Peter.
yeah, word's gotten out.
Yeah.
Word's gotten out, hasn't it?
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know your gravitas will bring us more views here on Aussie Scale Modeler Live.
I can say it on here because I know she doesn't watch, but I spoke to my mother this morning. That went really well. For those who know. So having having a birthday phone call to my depressed bipolar mother was
I had one
was
of
quite
them.
an experience. But my sister was there for support, so we got through almost an hour on the phone, FaceTime. It was quite
Wow.
It was a
Wow.
success. Yeah,
Couldn't spend
almost
an hour.
turned into a disaster. About the discussion almost went to how bad Thailand is in the government, and they're shooting people and they murder people and all the other craziness. Yeah, so that was all good. Yeah,
Did you get Tim
It's
Tams?
been worse. It's been a mother-in-law.
no Tim Tams over here. Oh, actually, I think I did see Tim Tams. They're way expensive though. Anything that's imported from Australia is expensive here in the supermarket.
Well,
Or
same here in
it's
America.
a
It's for a pack of Tim Tams. It's $5.50 American. So I'm not sure what that is as far as conversion rate to Australian dollars or to Thai.
$300.
Yeah, probably.
$300. I'll tell you what. The first time I found out about Australian to American currency exchange rates, it was during a Models for Heroes 2023 Australian auction. That's when I bid on that M3 half track model you sent me, Jason.
Yep.
And I knew I wanted it because it's a 3-in-1 kit, and I love those dragon kits. And I threw out there $65, and I thought I was bidding 65 American. I was bidding 65 Australian. So when I did the exchange rate, it was about $45 American. I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I saved myself some money. I had no idea it was so different. I really didn't. In fact, I thought I might be paying more for it because I'm thinking you guys are close to the British pound, because it's all Commonwealth.
Wow.
You know? I thought the British pound would like carry through all the Commonwealth nations as far as value of currency would be equivalent to it. So I thought, oh man, I'm really going to be paying through the nose for this.
We're about the same as
You
the
do
Canadian.
remember what the English used Australia for, right?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
The
yeah.
dumping ground.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I remember asking a guy on a live chat. He's English, and I asked him. I said, "Is it really true that like during the Second World War, that the British kind of looked down their noses at the Commonwealth forces, like the New Zealanders and the Aussies and the South Africans and the Canadians, even though they were fighting with them side by side and sacrificing their lives for king and country?" He said, "Yeah, there was a lot of that." And I was like, well, "What the hell kind of ally thing is that?" I mean, I can understand American and British not getting along, but I mean, I thought all you Commonwealth guys would at least have some kind of like brethren.
I think the Americans are like that to everybody.
Americans are like that to a lot of people. You're right. No, you're right, Peter. Yeah, you're right, Peter. You're right. It tends to be a little bit too much of like the rest of the world's got to keep up with what we do here in the States, and I don't necessarily agree with it.
I just watched Donald Trump doing some. Well, anyway, we won't go there.
Please. Yeah, let's keep politics out of it.
We're just take that amusement for so long, and then that was enough. But.
Yeah, well, I understand. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, but anyway, I was the reason I asked him, I said because I had heard you hear so much of secondhand information. And a lot of history you read as a kid, you're finding out research and coming across a lot of, history reveals itself. But anyway, I was just curious to find that out. I was like, really? I mean, all you guys are over there helping them. I mean, the Aussies held the original siege of Tobruk. It was you guys that were buried in those rocks around Tobruk while Rommel was throwing everything he had at it. And then when you guys came back, you're heading across the Indian Ocean back to Australia. Churchill tried to divert you guys to Singapore. You all would have wound up in that freaking putt-putt railway camp. And your prime minister said, no, these guys are coming home. We got to fight the Japanese. Is that true?
Yeah.
And then you got Gallipoli. You had Australian troops being commanded by British officers. And even though the British officers knew that it was a complete and total waste of time, they sent wave after wave after wave of Australian troops up over that and over the edge, and they made it 5, 10. Some of them managed to get 15 meters before they got mowed down.
You're talking about Gallipoli?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Gallipoli is a synonym for disaster. That's what you could say about Gallipoli.
You just blamed Churchill for that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He was
third and fourth wave. Even though they knew exactly what they were facing, they just turned to each other and said, "Nice to know you, mate." And when that whistle blew, they fucking went.
Well, the thing is that there was no recon, no anything done to the area, and they assumed. I don't mean the Aussie. I mean the British High Command assumed that all they had to do was show up, and the Turks were going to run away. They had no idea they had artillery. They had no idea they had German weapons and German training, and they weren't going to just welcome the Allied troops like it was the day at the beach. They were going to have to pay for it, and it was a mess. It was just
but it didn't help that they rocked up to the wrong beach.
Well, that doesn't work. But that lends itself to what I was saying about preparation. There wasn't any. It was just okay. Well, there's a beach. We'll land down, and then the Turks are going to run away, and we're just going to have a walk to Constantinople. And
the Australians and Turks respect each other.
Yeah. Okay. I could see that. Yeah, because you guys did most of the fighting. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know how we have our Anzac Day marches.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of the Turks moved out here after that. We did have a lot of Turks were allowed to march in the Anzac March in their units. Okay,
that's fair enough. Yeah. Speaking of that, we got this in America is Memorial Day weekend. Monday is the fourth Monday in May, and that is marked as our Memorial Day, which is it's a remembrance day of sorts for those who gave their lives and those who served veterans who lived on, and also current veterans who are in service of the country now. It's like an all-in-one kind of thing. A lot of people don't know, or I shouldn't say don't know, but don't think of it in that way. It's more like a holiday, a day off that they get to have an extra barbecue party and drink a few beers on a Sunday night. But that's what's happening this weekend in America. It's a time for reflection and a time for remembrance.
I've watched that Australian Band of Brothers. It's actually
Your grandfather was there, wasn't he, Bilge?
Yep, second
And
24.
my grandfather was with him.
Oh yeah, ninth division, Tobruk. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I see what Zinzan is saying here. I get what you're saying there, Zinzan. Right, it was Churchill's idea, but the government did drag their feet, and it was a mess. But I don't think that they did enough preparation to. I mean, you compare that to something like what happened on D-Day, where it's not a fair comparison, but that. They did a lot of preparation for that, and with Gallipoli, it wasn't anywhere near that. It was just simply let's just show up and we're going to land and it's going to be we're going to get to where we want to go. So it wasn't a very well planned campaign. They really did. The high command really did let the troops down. I mean,
I've been watching a lot of World War II TV. And they actually covered a large section about Australian forces, and it was actually really good.
World War II TV. You talk about the one the Englishman one, Paul Woodage runs. Bilge, that's the one you talk about. Yeah. I watch that regularly. Yeah. I have seen those. And you gotta. He's also had guys on talk about the Kokoda Trail, and
he brings in a guest speaker that actually research it all, writes books about it.
I forget his name. Is it Robin Pryor? I can't remember. There's an Australian historian, and then there's a New Zealander he talks to. I think his name is Glenn Harper. I love that channel. It's one I'm watching regularly because he brings in a lot of good people to talk about these things and specific to the topic too. That's what I like.
Yeah. No, it's very informative, and you actually, they just get rid of the bullshit and tell it how it is.
Right. And that's where what I was talking about before, like when I was a kid, I read about this battle and about that battle, and I watched the old series World at War. And, a lot of that stuff has been not so much proven to be false, but it was from the point of view of the people who participated instead of the actual files and a lot of stuff that came out into the open.
Battle logs.
Yeah. And so you found out that this was not necessarily the truth. Things are not very different, very, very different, but very different. And, sometimes I'm pretty silent when it comes to talking about stuff because I'm basing it on what I read when I was a kid. And I need to, get myself a little bit more up to date. But that's what I rely on his channel, World War II TV. I can learn a lot about what, newer views of history is. And it's not slanted, but it's just more informed.
Thank you. That's actually an aircraft that was a night bolter.
Pardon me, say that again?
He was the aircraft pick I've done, 858. The pilot who flew it was doing his first night landings on Melbourne as a practice. And he didn't make the landing. Got waved off just that little bit too late. Where's the piece of paper? See if I can find the picture.
Is this on a carrier?
Yep.
Yeah, the HMAS Melbourne.
Okay.
Or as it's known in these days, Gillette.
Yeah. And as he was waved off on his first night landing, he hooked the number 6 wire. And he hadn't gone to full power soon enough. So it hooked the 6th wire and ended up sliding and hanging off the side of the ship.
Woohoo! I didn't know there were 6 wires. I thought there were like 4. 6 wires.
On Melbourne, there were 6.
Yeah, he really had he was really on the last hope. Holy!
They got the 3 crew members out, but couldn't save the aircraft. They had to cut it loose.
Wow! Oops. There's a little bit of a talking to the pilot got, I assume.
I don't know. It was his first night landing.
Ooh.
I think he done well to fly an aircraft the next day.
Yeah, well, that's true. And considering the circumstances, yeah. That's a big plane to be hanging by a wire.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
it's exactly a thin wire though.
Yeah, yeah. I was on the USS Midway is docked in San Diego Harbor, and they offer a tour of it. And the Midway is, I believe, the next class of carriers built after the Essex class, late World War II. It's about 1,000 feet long. And I think I would need about 2, maybe 3 days to go through that thing completely. It's a beautiful ship, but it's huge. And when I went on the deck, I could see some of the thickness of those arrestor hooks. Man, I could see why people could get cut in half if one of those things snapped loose. That's some nasty stuff.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Even a hawser letting go. That'll take an arm and a leg off.
Pardon me, Bill. What was that?
A hawser.
Birthing line.
Mooring line.
Okay.
They're called hawsers.
All right. Okay. Little technical data there. You're talking to a civilian.
And I find it funny when I watch people build ships and you get the reels. They're on the deck and they call them hose reels. And I just sit there and go, no, where do you think they store the mooring line? Because they wrap the mooring line, the hawsers up on them, and then they cover them in tarps, and then they're ready to go when they need them.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, anyway, folks, we've been going a bit.
Yeah.
May you all have an incredible week. Pete, happy birthday, mate.
Yeah, happy birthday, Peter. Yeah.
Have an
Have a good
enjoyable.
dinner,
Hang on, we'll get.
Oh, there we go. Here we are.
Upside down, mate.
Yeah, there we are. Holy moly. Wow.
not how you park them.
Well, if it's a 4-wheel drive, you'd say, well, it's parked.
Yeah. Just drop it in low range, put it in reverse, you'll get her out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Apparently, they spent 3 hours trying to get it off the side.
How did they get the air crew out of there?
They got them out. Probably climbed up the side of it.
Yeah, I was going to say that they're either that or they had a helicopter pick them up or something. I don't know. I mean, geez, that's a pretty difficult situation to extricate yourself from.
You'd find yourself out. You'd find a way.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
But
So they got them all out and ended up cutting the aircraft loose.
Deep
well, anyway,
six-
folks,
And it's
may you
still
all have an incredible week. Pete, enjoy your fish and chips.
Happy
Thanks
birthday.
for joining us.
happy birthday, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Don't celebrate too hard.
No, I won't. I never do.
Yeah, like, woo. And buy yourself a birthday candy. And stay
What is
safe,
your
everyone.
birthday, Jim?
Yes, sir. What's that? Did someone call my name?
I said Pete bought himself a birthday ship.
Oh, that's right. Yes. The Reuben James. Yeah. That's a nice gift. That's a good gift. Yeah.
So, guys, just before we
All
do
right.
go, I did notice that it usually takes about half an hour or so for people to start coming on board. What do you reckon we start on now 5:30 in Australia? Is that good with you guys?
Doesn't bother me.
No,
All good.
Yeah.
just make us start drinking
Sure.
later.
And,
Just change your camera
I'm not
angle.
allowed to drink.
and if, Pete, is 5:30 any good for you occasionally or not?
No, it's all the same to me. It's all fine.
Right.
He's retired.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If I feel like it, I'll pop in.
That'd be great. So I'll just keep sending you the link, and then that way you can turn up if you do. If you don't, you don't. Could be a birthday every weekend.
Could be.
And
Celebrate.
to one of
the
your
fun.
videos, Pete, that you put
Yeah.
up just recently, I'd just like to mention to the Batcave.
To the Batcave. Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Man, that was freaky. Yeah. Yes. You
Well,
have to see it to understand that one.
5:30 your time's 2:30 a.m. my time, so half an hour doesn't make a bit of difference to me. So I'll be all right with that. So I'm good too.
All right, very good.
He's
And
got to
then
get up at
next week,
30 anyway.
next week's we've got the 11 o'clock Sunday for the makes it easier for you, mate, as well. And I think Ed will be on and Jimmy will be on as well.
Yeah, it'd be great to see him. Yeah.
So that, I mean, and maybe we'll be able to get Moss on as well. See how we go.
Well, isn't he working on Saturday nights?
No, but his will be a Sunday.
Be 2 a.m. his time.
Yeah, whatever it is, it depends. But the outwellpaints.co.uk,
20 past 10 over there now. 20
it was
past
supposed to go live this morning, but he's extended another 6 days because making sure the website's perfect. So
Okay. Yeah, hey,
Very,
whatever,
very good.
more the merrier. You know, that's great, man.
yeah, it's great.
You got yourself quite a clan working here, Jason. You got what? We got seven screens going right now, and we got all these followers going. I should say you do. No.
This is built with Pete, myself, and Hibbo, and Penny. We're going.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Penny.
Yeah.
Hey, Penny.
This is Pete, me, and Hibbo that started this. So
That's right.
They're the
Right. I
original
remember
three.
that. Yes. I remember when I first started tuning in. It was you and Peter and Hibbo. Yeah.
The awesome threesome.
yes, I don't know what. Be good to have Hibbo turn up and abuse us all and give us all these positive energy, but
maybe one day we could see him again.
I'll talk him into it. We'll get him on.
please do.
Yeah.
Right, guys. Take care to everybody. Have a safe week to everybody, and it's all good.
See you, Penny.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Thanks, Eric.
Happy Sunday. Bye-bye.